Speaking of
It's
that
been,
game,
yeah.
Brock Purdy, man, is he for real now?
I was just about to ask that question. I don't know, man.
Mister
Like we
Irrelevant.
talked, we talk about Jalen being a product of the system that is there in Philadelphia, and not saying that. I think a lot of people get that one misconstrued. It's not that Jalen isn't good; it's that we believe a lot of people believe that Jalen is helped out by the system. He has the skill sets to be able to strive wherever he goes, but with the system, he is that good. I think in San Francisco, like it's the system. And he's throwing for hundreds of yards, 250 plus, damn near every game. But also the yards after catch for Brock Purdy and the 49ers is astronomical.
So would you give that more to the coaching with Kyle Shanahan, or would you give that to the effect of Christian McCaffrey, an effective running back finally in the Shanahan system?
Say it's I would say it's the players and the system that surround him. It's not necessarily specific to Christian McCaffrey. I mean, that's obviously a portion, but you've got Debo who's been a yak machine and George Kittle who also when healthy and in is getting 7, 8 yards after catch. You've got Christian McCaffrey who does the same thing. It's not just one guy. It's the system and the team that surrounds it. Brandon Ayuk is another one. Yards after catch by every single player on that team.
Going off that, yeah, but you saw Trey Lance in the system this year and Jimmy G in the system this year. He's the only one making these types of plays for them.
That's a solid point. I mean, you guys know my thoughts on Trey Lance. He's not good. This is now Brock Purdy's team. It doesn't matter. Jimmy G washed. I don't know if he was ever really good. He was a competent quarterback. That's about it. Brock seems to be the better of the three. Um, and maybe it's just because maybe he just has a larger football IQ and puts the ball in the better spots, makes the better pass. May not be always down the field, but maybe he's getting players open in the right way so that they can get these yards after catch. Because they're not deep bombs that he's throwing. He doesn't have a ton of air yards, so we can't say that he's got an arm on him. He's just a smart football player. He's doing the same things that he was doing while at Iowa State.
Do you have his air yards and the yak stats pulled up in front of you?
Hold him up.
But I don't. I mean, this is the default answer for any quarterback if you want to be quarterback speaky about it. Time will tell if he's the real deal because he doesn't have any physical attribute or any part of his game that I feel like sets him apart from other starting quarterbacks in the NFL. But like he's not Christian McCaffrey does bring an element to this offense that previous running backs haven't. So the system is scarier with Christian McCaffrey there. Brock Purdy, the stats are okay. They're good. They're great for a rookie guy. Absolutely. But is he doing something special in my evaluation? No. If you put him on the Texans and that team doesn't have any more wins than it does this year.
I give it one more win. That's about it, though.
You don't have to keep pulling those up. I didn't know if you were pulling that out of your ass or if you actually had looked at those stats or not.
His air yard differential is minus zero point 0.8. So it's not awful. But
He went
just
he went 18 for 30 in that game for a little bit over 300 yards.
his average intended air yards is 6.7. So comparatively, that's fair. That's towards the bottom.
Fair enough
That's
for him.
that's
He,
like
he
fifth from the bottom.
his team also rushed for 5.5 yards a carry. Christian McCaffrey had 117 yards. Like everything that San Francisco was doing was working. There was
In
one
the
running
second
back.
half.
Well, just like the stats from the whole game, like maybe like maybe they weren't scoring as often in the first half, but
Brock Purdy did not look good at all in the first half. He was struggling a lot, and then he just figured it out and went on a streak in the second. So that's more of what my question was from.
like I said, he was 18 for 30. Like he had plenty of incompletions. But you look at the offensive stats, like nobody's upset at. I mean, McCaffrey had 117. I don't remember what the team rushing stats were, but Brock Purdy threw for like 330 yards, and they scored 41 points. So the system overall, the whole collective, like for the most part, they were doing what they wanted.
A lot of that is up to their defense and how well they played. I mean, credit to Geno and the Seahawks for sticking around for a half, but the hell did you do in the second half?